Imagine going to a museum and the only paintings you can see are paintings that are done in the last month.
You know, movies are always a way of being alone and being with other people at the same time.
Cinema in a theater, and specifically cinema in this theater, is a time to be engaged in the present.
Movie theaters are becoming like churches where people put their phone away and have a unified experience.
The best place to be always is the theater that people want to come because it's at that theater.
I forget how fortunate we are to have the luxury of having a golden age movie palace.
They have become landmarks, and landmarks, I wouldn't say just in context of a city, they are landmarks of our soul.
Walking along the sidewalk, right? This beautiful marquee that's not hidden in the landscape of this very busy neighborhood, and walking into those beautiful front doors with that vintage box office and smelling that popcorn.
I still remember walking into the theater for the first time, just being blown away by, sort of an outdoor scene inside. I just walk into this place and get excited.
You will come to these beautiful spaces with beautiful curtains, and your life will be transformed.
Thankfully, we have a few sort of I would say sanctuaries almost, or treasures, where you can still experience cinema as a complete art form, and the Music Box is one of those places.
The Music Box Theater is an independently owned and operated two-screen movie house in Chicago's Lakeview neighborhood. It was built in 1929.
It was one of the first, if not the first, talkie in Chicago.
They started building the building and had not planned for sound, and then it became abundantly clear that movies were going to have sound from now on.
The first film to play at the Music Box was Mother's Boy, which was a musical. And then up until about World War II, the Music Box was primarily a second-run theater.
My name is Richard Levy, and my father owned the Music Box from the 1930s till just before he died in the 1970s. He got a job with Balaban and Katz, which owned a number of movie theaters in Chicago, as a publicist, and that got him interested in the movie business. And when the Music Box came up for sale, he took the opportunity.
Over the years, the programming has evolved to be a very eclectic mix of classic Hollywood movies, independent films, documentaries, foreign language films.
And Music Box has always brought such unique, interesting films that I don't know I would have seen otherwise.
Programming at the Music Box is really a collective endeavor. We have a team of really passionate film lovers that work with me to develop the programming that people are enjoying today.
I think all of my introduction to early international cinema was here.
People are here for no other reason than to have a great time, which is the best reason to come to a movie theater.
I'm always hoping any film that I do is going to play at the Music Box.
I'd see everything here at the Music Box if I could.
For a movie geek like myself, grew up in Nebraska, I'm like the male Dorothy. Somewhere over the rainbow, there's the Music Box.
It's a movie theater run by movie geeks, and it makes the movie geeks happy to go there.
The prints, wherever they're coming from, and really whatever shape they're going to be in, they're going to be in terrific hands with whoever's in the booth.
I've been coming here since I was a kid. I think the earliest screening I remember was The Adventures of Robin Hood. My dad took me. My name is Julian. I'm the technical director at the Music Box Theater, and I've worked here for, about 4 years now. We show movies from the beginning of cinema up until the present day, so we have to be technically capable of showing that entire history of cinema.
I think it's important that there's at least one place in Chicago where these films are shown authentically.
You have the capability to show so many different formats.
Basically anything we would ever want to show, we can show.
You can show 16 millimeter, 35 millimeter, 70 millimeter, and digital, all at very high quality.
As well as VHS and Laserdisc.
Quality of movies that play here are things you don't find anywhere else. You get a film history here. You live with film history here.
It's not about money. It's about, we want to share this thing.
It's just film for film's sake. There's no other agenda. There's no other. It's pure.
It's important enough to lug these huge heavy canisters and put it into the projector and show it to you.
How many in total do we show?
Yeah.
God, I would have to run the numbers on that one.
Your notes?
I have my... These are the reports. All last year we showed this many prints. Yeah, it's a lot. It's over 100 for sure. Film is a very different experience. It is very beautiful. It's just a really lovely thing.
I can't even remember the last time I willingly or knowingly went to a movie theater to see a classic film that was not a print. That's the only thing I leave my house for.
There's nothing like seeing Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Zhivago, Funny Girl, than at a place that respects the history of cinema.
The fact that this theater is here to show both art films and old films that haven't been seen for a long time, it's a huge addition to the community. It's an opportunity for people from all different types of backgrounds to come together.
After World War II, as the population began to migrate into the suburbs, neighborhood theaters in the city fell on hard times. For a period there, it was even showing adult films. In 1973, they were showing in the morning a matinee for kids, Tom Sawyer was the film, and then at night they were playing an adult film called Naughty Victorians. But the neighborhood didn't really appreciate that, so that style of programming didn't last too long. And then it closed down around 1980 and was dormant until 1983. When it was reopened, renovated, and then they continued with repertory programming.
With respect to everything you see, we've tried to preserve it and maintain it.
It's not easy to keep that place going, and I appreciate the fact that it's still there.
When it got to be about 88 years old, that marquee, as we all face, needed some changes.
People don't notice it, which in a way is good because it's a duplicate of the original marquee. Just by the year, the theater gets better and better.
With the bar and kind of hang area next door, it's even that much easier to invite friends and, not just see a movie, but have a night out.
And none of it messed up the hall itself, the auditorium, because it's still the great theatrical experience of Chicago right now.
It looks exactly the same as I remember it from back in the 1940s and the early 50s.
It reminds us of the 20th century. Movies being a kind of a more central fact in people's lives, being more of a community event.
I came here, I'm like, I'm with my people,
Everybody comes here. People come from all over. Crispin Glover. Have you seen those freaks? And I mean that with dear affection.
Roger Ebert was here. I mean, he is somebody who is big.
This was his favorite theater, and he made no bones about it.
In my opinion, he doesn't go away. He's around with his spirit.
Every one of the 750 seats was filled, he wrote. These people were not festival goers, nor were they all critics, bloggers, or distributors. They were movie lovers who ventured out at night in the cruel Chicago winds with the temperature standing at 14 degrees Fahrenheit. What I felt in my bones at the Music Box was the experience a working movie critic rarely shares. The sensation of seeing a movie in a room filled with people who are there of their own will. My guess is that the audience reaction was much better at the Music Box than at Park City.
I think it's a great asset to the city of Chicago and has been for many years.
To me, it's one of the places in Chicago that everyone should see.
One of the big things that made me decide to move to Chicago was this theater.
Either hear or see the statement that what they really miss about Chicago is the Music Box when they move away. And that touches me.
It's a nice old building with a lot of character.
It's got a lot of soul.
It feels very warm here.
I never take a Music Box experience for granted.
In a city like Chicago, there's no shortage of ways to spend your leisure time. We're blessed to have a very loyal and passionate group of people that continue to support what we do.
I can't say enough about my relationship to the Music Box because it's kind of like my husband gets jealous. Stop talking about the Music Box.
It already is a Chicago landmark, but I hope it's here forever.
I see us doing the same thing for another 100 or 110 years, whatever it is.
The neighborhood will change, many times, and hopefully the Music Box is still just the Music Box.
Walking up the stairs to the projection room, there was a stair that squeaked. Before I came here for this interview, I just checked it out and it still squeaks. And so some things never change.
You're 90 years old, good grief.
I'm another senior citizen, so welcome to Social Security.
Happy birthday, Music Box Theater. You are turning 90. Congratulations, that's an achievement.
I'm Lana Wachowski, and I'm wishing you a big, beautiful 90th anniversary.
This is Tim Kazurinsky, wishing the Music Box happy 90th birthday.
Happy 90th birthday to the Music Box Theater. What a great place. You should be proud because you're looking good.
Happy birthday, Music Box.
Happy birthday, Music Box! Happy 90th birthday, Music Box. Oh, I love you.
Hello, this is Bing, dialing in from Logan Square, and I just want to say happy 90th birthday, Music Box.
Happy 90th birthday, Music Box Theater.
Happy birthday, Music Box.
Happy birthday, Music Box.
Happy birthday, Music Box.
Happy 90th birthday, Music Box.
Congratulations to the Music Box for making it happen for 90 years. It's one of the best theaters in the whole world. I can't wait to come back.
Happy birthday to the Music Box.
Happy 90th birthday, Music Box.
Hey, Music Box, happy birthday. Thanks for still being around.
I don't know, I feel like we've only skimmed the surface here.